Hey all, this is Johnny Crass. I just wanted to make a quick video, pretty much discussing something, I don't know, that's been going on, these past 2 days, and it's going to be going on for a few more days, from what I can tell, and that is the ETC. Now, first off, let me say, I like the idea of the ETC. I like the idea of Warhammer World Championships. It's a cool idea for me. I hate the comp system. That is something that I've talked about a great deal on this channel. Now, there are two things I'd like to say about the ETC this year and about Team USA. First, about Team USA, I personally feel that Team USA is not a great representation of the American Warhammer scene. We tend to play, at least West Coast and Midwest, we tend to play where soft scores matter, but there's no comp. This is true blood Warhammer, and it just bugs me that most players just experience East Coast Warhammer, which I'm not going to start trying to poke holes at or anything. I mean, but really, the ETC team for us is a poor representation of what we do. The States blow pretty much any country I've seen out of the water as far as hobby goes. You know, the display board is kind of our jam, painting's kind of our jam, and a good tournament atmosphere is kind of our jam. And the thing is it's just, you get these ETC teams that are just, they talk about power gaming, they talk about all this stuff like they're actually better players than the Midwest and the West Coast. And I can pretty much assure you they are not. Now, I'm not saying they're not a better player than me. They probably are a better player than me. But it's just, they think because they play under ETC comp that they're better than us. They're not. And it just bugs me that our entire country is represented by one group of people who the majority of them are from New York and Boston. That does not capture the climate at all. And yeah, I'm sorry, but I really think that the US ETC team is an absolute joke. Now, if we could get a mixture from across the country, I'd say that's it'd be a bit better. But the thing is since we don't have Rankings HQ anymore, because no one in our country stepped up to pay for it, we no longer have a ranking system. We don't know who's the best in the nation anymore. So it's all just down to personal preference and who you know. And since none of our West Coast people really give two craps about the ETC because the comp system's ridiculous, it just falls to these East Coast boys who know how to play one pigeonholed kind of Warhammer. Now you may be seeing, Johnny, this is a rant video, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you're right, it is a rant video. I just find it ridiculous. I watched the Bad Dice video where Gareth interviews the US team, and it just pissed me off. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. The way they play Warhammer, the way they think they're better at Warhammer than the rest of the country, and I'm sorry. It's not the way. Secondly, just talking about the ETC in general, I would love, I would love this tournament if it did not have the comp pack it did. If it was pure uncomped Warhammer, you'd see me trying out for the team every single year. No comp, out of the book, I'd try to go every single year I could. Just because, you want to come in? Alright. Just because it would be the perfect tournament. Testing pretty much the mettle of everyone else in the world against the states or whatever, that would be the perfect tournament. But with a ridiculous comp system, with a ridiculous team system, like one team from one nation, that's great for small countries. But the second you get to a country like the United States, a country like Canada, where it's such a large landmass and such a large amount of people, even Australia, like, I don't know, I don't feel that it fully encapsulates the player pool of that nation. And it just kind of bugs me. I just, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, someone's probably going to unsubscribe to this video because they're like, oh, I don't agree with that at all. Good, whatever. I don't really care. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say on this matter. It's just, sorry about this pure rant of a video, but it's just kind of the way I feel about the ETC. I think it's complete and utter garbage in the format it's at right now. If they changed the format, made it uncomped, made the teams make more sense, probably, like, representation by population or by area or just something like that. I don't know. It doesn't make sense the way it's laid out right now. And it's just those two things. As always, if I'm going to root for a team, it's going to be Australia. I love the Australian team. They're the only ones who brought original lists. I look over the ETC lists every year because normally what they comp is what's good. This year they didn't seem to do that. But looking over the Australia list, I instantly fell in love. Forsaken, Stalkers, what's not to love about Australia? Not to say that Australia has a lot of stalkers in it. I mean, sure, there's a few people who have asked Joey Barry to marry them in the past. I'm looking at you, dwellers below. But, yeah. So, I think that's really the end of this rant. Things to take away from this: I do not like Team USA. I think they're arrogant. I do not think they're a good representation of how the United States plays Warhammer. And there's a reason that you boys play under comp, because you can't play with the big boys. Alright, I think that's it. Until next time, this is Johnny Crass. See you all later.